Hi, welcome to part 3. Thank you for coming back to our podcast. So, before we get into the podcast, I just want to say, can you please follow us on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook? I'm pretty active the most on Instagram and Twitter, as I might say myself. I don't know if people are saying that, but that's what I say, Twitter. So, go check it out. If you're a person with resources that would love to give it to the people out here who are listening to the podcast, we would love to have that information. And if you're a person with lived experience living in anywhere in the USA and have family homelessness and a child under 18, we would love to have you also. And hope you enjoy. Sit back, relax, grab some popcorn and a little agua if you would like, and check it out. Bye.
And at that time, I was also pregnant with my daughter. So I was like, no, I'm not having a baby here. Where am I going to put her clothes and her diapers on top of the bunk beds? Because we didn't have bunk beds. Like, I'm going to put everything on top of the bunk bed. Like, there's no dresses, no space for that. Like, I was like, no, gotta go.
Do you think your son was affected by the shelter?
To be honest, I don't think, like, he knew what was going on. I think because before we got into the shelter, we was moving from house to house for like about 6 months. Like I had stayed at my mom's house, then I went to my aunt's house, then I went to my cousin's house. So I was jumping around for 6 months. And I think, like, I know sometimes he will be like, Ma, where are we going today? Like, where are we going now?
He's up for the adventure. He's like, yeah, like, I'm riding with you, Mommy. I'm riding with you. Till the wheels fall for this bike, like, I'm with you.
I feel bad. Like, I will feel bad sometimes, but I think with him, he was really surprised when we moved in.
Right.
That's one thing he was like very excited, very shy because so when me and my husband was moving everything in the apartment, he wasn't with us. So he never got to see the apartment. He was with his godparents.
Right.
He was with his Nina. And then the next day they brought him and he was telling his godmother, he was telling his Nina and his aunt Sola, he was like, where are we going? And he's like, they were like, this is your new home. And he was like, no, did we live in the shelter? We don't live here. He was like, this is too nice. What are you talking about?
It's too nice.
He was telling his guy, he said, no, we don't got elevators. We got a nice chandelier in the lobby. He was like, no, we at the wrong place. No, we don't live here. And they were laughing and they were just like, no, this is your new home. You guys are gone. You guys moved out from the shelter. And he was just like, wow. Like he was really, really shocked and surprised and happy, and, I would say, I think it affects everybody, you know what I'm saying? Going through that, bouncing around from house to house, but with him, like I try my best, like on the weekends to make sure he was with my mom because they were lenient. So it was like, they didn't really make a big deal. So I would have him go to his grandma's house or my grandmother's house, just so at least he can, be somewhere where there's more space, where he has all his toys and he could do more things because there really was no space where he was at.
Right.
But I think it definitely affected everybody, especially him, like I would say, kids are so smart and they're funny and they're honest. They're going to tell you what's on their mind. And my son, he was very expressive. So, when I'll be like, oh, we got to go somewhere else, he'll just be like, oh my God, where are we going now? And then, he would tell me, he'd be like, Ma, you know what? I'm going to get rich and I'm going to buy you a house. And that's what he would tell me. And I'd be like, don't worry, we're going to find something. And we did. And I think once he saw the place, he was just like, wow, like finally we're out of there. We're out the shelter. Finally, our home, more space, you can do more things, more privacy, So yeah, but he was real excited and shocked. And it was so funny because when his godmother kept telling me that story, I was like, what? He really was like, no, we don't live here. We gotta go. This is not our house. We live in the shelter. Kids are very smart. They know everything. They definitely. You think they don't understand? He was 5 years old. He's 8 now, and he understood everything that was going on. He definitely did.
So I know you said you got depressed in the shelter. How did they offer you help? Did they see that you were depressed? I know, like, because you went also in Corona, so I think it's different.
Yeah.
Did you get over that?
So I was depressed because I had a miscarriage. It was a boy. I was 5 months pregnant. It happened. Oh my God, I remember the date. That's crazy. May 17, 2020. Wow, I didn't even remember the date. I just popped up in my head. So I was depressed because of that. Like I never experienced a miscarriage. And it was very painful. Like I felt like knives was stabbing me in my stomach. Like it was really, really bad. And I think like that was the main reason why I was depressed. Besides my situation, not being in a stable place, dealing with, the shelter, the system and DHS and all that. But I was mostly depressed because I was just like why? Like, why did this happen to me? And then it's crazy because I would go to the supermarket and I would see, beautiful ladies that are pregnant and they're like almost due. And I'm just like, wow, like, why did this happen to me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why did I lose mine and they get to keep theirs? That was something that I was thinking about sometimes when I would go to the supermarket. Oh, sorry, I'm about to cry. But it was
I'm so sorry.
But yeah, that was like the main reason, like why I was depressed. Besides my living situation, I was just really like why did this happen to me? You know what I'm saying? But like I said, everything happens for a reason. There was a reason why God did that, because like 2 months later, I was pregnant, had a girl, had my rainbow baby. A lot of people can't say that, so
that's true.
I did get pregnant fast, and she's my everything. She's a blessing to us. And but yeah, it was a lot going on, and also living in the shelter, it's stressful because you have to deal with a lot of different personalities. You know what I'm saying? The caseworkers, the security. Some security, they were cool. They were real nice. Some, they just wanted to be jerks for no reason.
They were police officers when they weren't. That's what they thought they were.
Like, I remember this one security guard, he would be like, "Oh, why are you coming in at this time?" Or, and I'm just like, leave me alone. Like, we have COVID going on, so much going on in the world. You're about what time I'm coming? Like, leave me alone, like, and it was, some of them, they would just want to be annoying, and it's like, I mean, I get it, you're doing your job, but at the same time, with everything going on in the world, like, I don't need you to be questioning me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need that, extra negative energy, but some of them were like that. Some of them were just, they just wanted to be a jerk. It was just like, oh, you didn't sign in the sheet last week. Or, this is like, okay, relax. It's not that serious. Like, but
it's a lot.
Do
you end up getting help after everything, or do you just kind of, go through it and go through the motions of how like life?
To be honest, I went through the emotions of it was just like a roller coaster. I never went to therapy. At the time, I wanted to, but because there was another program helping me when I was already about to move out. But what happened was they put me on a waiting list for therapy, and the waiting list was like 3-4 months.
Oh, wow.
So I was just like, okay, well, if they call me, and then they never called me, and I was just like, forget it. And to be honest, like, I do feel that, I do need therapy, and that's something that I do want to look into, and I want to try it.
Right.
Because, I did go through a lot, and I don't think I fully healed from everything. It was just like everything happened so quick, and it was just like, okay, I don't have time to sit down and cry and think about why. I just got to keep moving. I got to keep pushing. And okay, what's the next step? What do I have to do to get out of here? What I got to do to find a better job? You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just, I didn't really have time to process everything. I would say I was just like, just get up and go, just keep moving, because at the end of the day, I can't give up. There were times I didn't want to go to work, but it's like, I have to, because I have to pay my car note, got to pay credit cards. So I had to go to work, even if I was feeling sad or stressed out or depressed. Like, I just had to do it. One thing I did do, because I'm big on self-care. So, and also I would write in a journal. Like, those were just things that I would do for myself. Because I've been writing in a journal since I was like in high school. So that's something that that's like an outlet for me.
Right.
And sometimes I'll just, read a book or listen to music, or just go out to dinner with friends and just talk, about everything that's going on. You got to do that girls' night sometimes, you have to, and just separate, get away from everything. Because life is hard, it's not easy.
It is. It's a struggle, but you got to do what you got to do.
Definitely.
Hi, baby. Oh my gosh. If you had to change something about your experience in shelter, what would that experience be and why?
I have to change something. I would say probably if I have to change something, I would probably say probably like the caseworkers. Like I just felt like they really didn't help me. Like if I was able to change that, like, you know, the way they treated us, like I think I would rather change that experience. I just felt like some of them were not really helpful, you know. And one of them, actually, one of my caseworkers, she was actually leaving the job. So once we were moving from Blake Ave to the motel in Queens, she was like, listen, I don't even care. You don't have your paperwork, it's fine, because I'm about to leave this job. And I was just like, what? Like, but I would probably say that because they also had a clinic there. And that's one thing I could say that was really good, that they did do a physical with us, which is important. And I didn't know that shelters have clinics. I really didn't know that until I got there. And they definitely would be like, you know, if you need any, you know, a referral and like that, they definitely will help us. That's one good thing I could definitely say, that, you know, they had a clinic and the nurses, they were very helpful, you know.
That's good.
And they did do physical exams on everybody and the kids and things like that. Yeah. But, you know, I definitely probably would, I don't know, probably just change that, because to be honest, I just feel like everything I went through, it just made me stronger and wiser, you know. So like I really wouldn't change a lot, and it kind of just made me feel grateful for everything I do have. You know what I'm saying? That's something that I always try to teach my kids, like, you know what, you have to be, you know, you have to stay humble. You have to be grateful for everything you have. You can't complain. And that's something I tell my son when he wants to complain. Listen, we're not gonna complain, because you know what, other people have worse, you know. And that's something that I try to, you know, teach my kids, you know, no matter what, don't complain, you know. And if you don't like your situation, then change it. And if you can't change it, then change your attitude, you know, and don't complain about it. You know, that's something that I'm always trying to tell my kids, you know. I always try to, you know, keep that instill in their mind, to let them know, like, you know, you can change your situation. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like you can't, then I don't want to hear you keep complaining about it. You got to find different strategies. You know, life is like chess.
It's true. Wow. Thank you so much. Like, thank you. You want to shout out your business again? We're gonna still have the link down below, but I don't want you to forget.
I'm definitely gonna text you the Instagram. Yes. So our Instagram is gold.order 360 photo booth. So we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. And I will definitely send the link too, so you can post it.
Why did you pick that name?
Gold Order. Okay, so gold, like the color. Yeah. Because to me, the color is just like, gold is just like royalty, you know. Like that color represents rich. And to be honest, I didn't even think of the name. My husband, he's the one who thought of the name of the logo.
Really? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he actually, you know. And it's funny because how he got the name was, we did a vision board. I try to do a vision board every once a year, because I'm not gonna lie, vision boards, they help me, you know, definitely complete my goals and things like that. So on his vision board, he had words gold order on it too, and it was something else from a magazine that he put, and that's how we got the name. And then the logo, he came up with the logo, and the colors is black and gold.
Okay.
And we got our logo padded and things like that. So I'm gonna send it to you.
So y'all can't steal it. You heard. You got to pad it.
Exactly.
Try to steal her stuff.
And we're LLC.
Right.
Yes, I'm definitely gonna say the information, because, you know, we definitely would like to have more events this summer. We do all events, you know, baby showers, birthday parties, weddings, gender reveals, baptisms, and we do all boroughs in New York, and we do New Jersey. So we're focusing on New York and New Jersey right now.
Okay. A small business who's going to be up on the rise.
Yes, definitely.
Making the money.
Yes, definitely.
Yes. So do you have any last word for the people who are listening right now?
So hold on, let me look for a quote. I'm big on quotes. Like, I love quotes. Like, and you see my Instagram, there's a quote every day. Let me see, because I'm really big on quotes. I'm always doing like quote of the day.
So while she's looking for that, I'm going to tell you guys, thank you for listening to the podcast. Thank you for coming here and hearing her story. And hopefully it resonates, hopefully makes you understand people in the shelter more. And I think people always have the idea that they just don't work, they're just lazy. But it doesn't happen like that. Things happen for different reasons, and people end up in the shelter because of different scenarios and things happening to them. And I just want you to take away what we said and about schooling, like if you're a worker in the shelter, if you're a person who think that, maybe I can go to the shelter, you can make it. As long as you put your mind to it and really put your feet on the ground and really work for you and your family, you can make it. It can be stressful, it can be depressing, but you can make it through anything that possibly can come up. It's not going to be easy. I'm not going to tell you go in there, you're going to have an apartment 1, 2, 3. It takes time, it takes work. And as she said, she had workers who were not helping her. She did most of the legwork. She did most of the Googling, 311ing, anything she could do to help herself to get a shelter, she did. You can't just sit there and be lackadaisical in this situation. Some shelter workers are amazing. Others are not so much. So you have to take it into your own hand and be your own advocate for yourself to get things done for you and your family. You are your biggest advocate. You are your kids' biggest advocate until they become 18. Even after they're 18, you're their parent. You're always gonna be their biggest fan. That's just how it is. Just do your best, and also follow us on social media. Follow us on Facebook. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. If you have any ideas that you want us to do, or even topics you want us to talk about, tell us about that. We also do resources. If you have a topic you think that you want to hear me and the other fellow, Lorden, you heard her story before, talk about, we could also do topics. So if you want to do a topic and want to hear us and what our opinions are on it, or just different things like that, that'll be good. If you want to learn more about certain things or different topics, you could ask us about that too. And we could do like a Q&A podcast kind of thing to hear, like if you're sending questions, and we can do things like that. This is just an idea top of my head. I'm not sure what you would like, but if you come to the end of this podcast and you hear this part is for you. Just saying. So are you ready with your quote right now?
Yes, I'm ready. So this quote is by Dr. Steve Maraboli. It's take action. One thing is not enough. Act upon your goals. If somebody was watching your day-to-day behavior, would they be able to see what you're working towards, what your goals are? If the answer is no, fix it.
Oh, that's a good one. I like it. So thank you guys. You have anything else to say?
No, that's it. Thank you. So thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time.
Yes.
This was fun. This was fun.
It was fun. I like it. You're very easy to talk to. So I enjoyed it. So we have come to the end of the podcast, guys. Thank you again for coming and listening to us. And I'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
Thank you for coming this far in the podcast. We have made it to part 3. I'm asking please to help out her business and to support her and her family right now. That'd be so great. No pressure or nothing. But also follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And hope you and your family is doing okay. And if you have any resources, once again, we would love to have that for the families who listen to our podcast and the people who watch us on social media. See you next week on the next podcast.